Come on, dadgummit. We used to plug that in. All right. Jason, what up? Oh, me, oh my. We're going to try to maneuver that around a little bit. Dadgum went from 0 to 7 with 1 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. C Hill, Big Cab, Bad, what's up? I snuck in on y'all, didn't I? Paul, what's going on, brother? Big Mike, you made it. JJ. Oh, that Big Mike bought my dinner tonight. Oh, no, Kev, I just did 11 days of that truck in the shop deal. What's wrong with yours? And they're now telling me that I'll give my truck back when I get back up to the yard. Paul, what's up, brother? No, I don't. I do smoke them every blue moon, but not very often. But no, I ain't smoking no cigar. Kathy, how are you doing tonight? Kathy from Padre. Well, God bless you too. 7 thumbs up and 11 people. Y'all hit that thumbs up for me. So you're from Padre Island? You know, I used to live on Mustang Island. You've been waiting all day on me? Well, thank you, brother. A PM, DEF, DPF cleaning, and filter change. DOT inspection. Well, that's, you're going to do the shake and bake on the DEF, where they pull it off and take it, and they get that sucker hot. Burn out all that crud and then dump it out. They go by weight. Shake and bake at our company. I don't know, JJ. That's what the office is saying. Hold on a second here. Okay. Sorry about that. I was talking to the head mechanic or the shop leader, whatever, and he was under the same impression as me that they have to get a whole wiring harness and that it was going to take at least 30 days just to get it. And then it takes a long time to complete place a wiring harness on one of these big trucks. So he don't know what they're talking about up there, and it's been kind of taken out of his hands. So I told Grandma I'm glad I didn't continue unpacking this truck last night. So, oh, it went great, Paul. Dadgum, this is not, I'm using one of my old doohickeys here, and it just ain't wanting to cramp down on my phone worth a damn. Okay, then how am I going to, where do I adjust it for that? There we go, that'll work. That will at least put it at an angle where it won't fall out of there. You see more of the top than me, but oh well. But yeah, they was real cool there. It was kind of like the shipper, a no appointment. So kind of aggravating. I hate it when people lie to me. I raised my kids. The worst thing that you can be is a liar and a thief. All right, I'm going to put you back over there until I figure out what the heck's up with this. It might just be getting old. All right, let me catch up on a comment. Actually, we're getting a cold spell that's coming through. We're just north of Houston nowadays. And there's a good cold spell coming through. It'll probably sweep down your way. Thursday or Friday. Anthony, what's up? So 31 down where she's at. She's down there by Corpus Christi. 31 down there, damn cold. And let's see if I can rotate this thing. Does it have any kind of adjustment back there? Not that I can feel right away. It's got to have one. I just ain't feeling it right. Seeing the hell of it is, after I get stuff adjusted, then I'm going to wind up having to move back in my other truck and adjust it all over again. Well, that ain't doing no good. There we go. All right, now let's try that. Is that any gooder? Yeah, that got me level. Well, JJ, that's part of trucking. You know, what else do they do? Have me just set at the house and not make any kind of money? You know, it's just part of trucking. Oh. Ooh, Jason, I don't even think I want to know where you're at. Warwick, what's going on, mate? Jim Dunn. Well, that's a cool deal. Don't stop up there and say I recommended you, though. I'll call and tell them to watch for the guy bouncing off the damn walls. I guess that was good timing. I left out there today. Short Hop, what's going on? Nothing yet. I got a couple of rants I'm going to go on. Well, I wouldn't call them rants. One of them, me and Big Mike. Now, I call him Michael. So if you hear me talking about Michael, I'm talking about Big Mike most of the time. I do have another Michael on here. But he's parked up at the Loves. Patrick, what's going on? That's a lot gooder. Bad, I'm learning you to talk gooder than a lot of them. Before long, you'll be spoken as gooder as I do. Dadgummit. Fayetteville, Arkansas. Well, you're going to be about 25 miles from them. Well, actually, he's coming out of the, where'd you go? Laredo down there. So he's going from Laredo, Texas to Fayetteville. So he's not going to literally come through your way. He should come up and run 59, run it up to, what is that, 40, and cut across. He can't cut across on 20. It's hard telling with him. Hell, he's liable to go to Fayetteville by way of Charlotte, North Carolina. Zach, what's up? Well, damn it, JJ, I hate to hear that, brother. That's a fact, Big Kev. Well, that's a good thing, Zach. At your age, you should have passed that with flying colors. Dadgum, y'all are chatting faster than I can keep up with you. I'm going to let it stop there a minute, so if y'all keep going, it would just keep going. But something me and Big Mike was talking about, he's at the Loves, and this for you new drivers out here. So he's watching people back in. He's as bad as me about sitting and just watching people. He's a people watcher. So he's watching them back in. Some youngin' out there, he's trying to back in the hard way. And before Mike got out there to go to him, one of the people he's backing in by got out there and went to him to help him. And then told him what to do. But the point is when he went pulling into that truck stop, he was not looking to see what was his best way to back in, his easiest way to back in. Coming out of these schools, y'all have to be careful because they taught you certain ways to back up. You have to know how to do these to pass your CDL driving test. That's a given. They're good to know. You need to know how to do them. You need to be damn good at doing them. All right? But if there's an easier way to do it, do it. And it's all in your setup. I've told you in other videos, and you new guys and gals, new drivers, you need to go back and watch some of my trucking videos. I'm not showing you how to do it, but I'm explaining it to you how to do it. And the thing is, you start looking before you ever get into the place. If you can see it right over there on that corner and you've got to drive around it to get in, be eyeballing that thing as you're coming in. Start getting a mental image of what you have to deal with. And then as you start pulling in, you start looking and trying to pick out the spots you're going back into and take an easy one. There's no need to do some kind of angled back or a 45 or hold your hand in there while you're backing up. You ain't got to do all that nonsense. If you can pull in there and instead of doing a 45, if that slot's open, or there's a hole there by a shop or whatever, pull into that and do a straight back. Do not get locked up in the mindset that I was taught to do this this is what I need to do. You got to get rid of that mindset and just start looking for your setup and the easiest way to back up. So, that's my little rant on that. But me and Michael was talking, and he was watching it, and he's like, dude, you need to mention that in your video. He says, I remember Michael's been out here going on 5 years. I think he just completed his 4th year, so he's starting his 5th year. And he's like, I remember being locked into that mindset. You need to tell them not to get out of it. So there you go. A word from Mike. Viva Papa Joe. So that's the first one. We'll get to the other one here in a minute. 20 people and 16 likes. Huh, that's interesting. Oh, I'm sure he had to pee in the bottle. Yep, set up is your key. I don't know. It depends upon the company and how long ago the DUI was. Back in the day, I'd said, yeah, not a problem. But in today's trucking world, I'm finding out via different people coming on here, it ain't as easy as it used to be. If it's very recent, boy, that's going to make it tough on you. If it's way back there in your history a little bit, that'll make it a little easier. You need to be contacting a few people and talking to them before you get too carried away with it. And remember that DUI is going to limit the people you have that will take you. Exactly, Big Kev. That's what I was trying to say. The 90 or the 45 ain't necessarily your only way. Well, and that's what I was saying at the beginning, Bad. Well, no, I guess when me and Michael was talking. When I first got out here, I would purposely find the hardest spots just for the challenge and to show off. And now that over 25 years later, give me the easiest one I can find. I ain't worried about impressing nobody. Oh. Sensei, what's up? Yeah, now I'm still bad about that, Bad. If I see a couple, if I've been sitting there waiting and watch a couple of them try and then they pull away all frustrated, I've been known to pull up there and put it in there. I don't call that showing off. I call that being an asshole, to be honest with you. But, hey, call it like I see it. No sugar added. Guess what? Once in a while, Papa Joe's an asshole. I understand, Patrick. Hope you feel better, man. Good night. All right, Kathy. Thanks for stopping in. Oh, parallel parking is fun, Mike. And I've seen people fight with it. And it's one of them that it's really hard to explain to someone how to do it. You can either do it or you can't, but you got to figure out how to do it on your own. And once you get it down, oh, it's great. Well, what's up? Well, you need to try it, Sensei. You need to be able to do it. Don't wait until you have to do it. Do it because you can do it. Yep. I was something like that, Bad. Like I said, I would seek out the hard ones. Well, I think they're talking mostly about your legs, ain't she, Paul? Ain't she talking about Mosley don't move his legs? Remember, he is in a wheelchair, and he can't move a whole hell of a lot anyway. But now he should be able to will himself outside to have a cigarette, right? Oh, I'm about 5 miles from my first drop. I got 7 drops tomorrow and 500 miles. I don't think I'll get them all done tomorrow. And I'll end up over there close to JJ over in Baton Rouge. Well, that's what I'm saying, Cincy. If you're new out here, you do need to challenge yourself. You know, you don't want to do the, like Bad said, no pull-throughs, you know. And something else that will help all of you, and I used to have my students doing it, had the wife do it a lot. If you got an hour to kill during your day or whatever, or on your 30-minute break, and there's a big truck stop available at TA or Petro, go to it and go to the back row. Very few people are going to be parking on the back row. They all want to be up by the building so they ain't got to walk. And go back there and practice some of your back and just you. And don't worry if anybody's watching you, but set yourself up different ways. And that's a good place to practice that parallel parking, at the back of an empty truck stop. You know, if you're at a shipper or receiver and you got a little bit of time, take a couple times and back into a couple of different spots. And the biggest problem, or the biggest thing you can do for yourself, is do not worry about people watching you. You'll never see these damn people again. So if you're trying to back up and you're just screwing it all up, big deal. Use it for you as a learning experience, and don't worry about them damn truck drivers. You know, you'll never see them again. All you're doing is bettering yourself. And hey, look at it this way. You're giving them something to amuse them, something to do watching you. And if that's all the life they got, then feel sorry for them. That's just my rant. Don't mind me. That's how I was, Mike. I never really tried it till one day there was the situation. The easiest parking spot was right there when I pulled in. I just tried it and bam, did it, nailed it. I'm like, wow, that was easy. So then I got where I could do a blindside parallel, or it didn't matter, you know. If you're good at keeping track of your trailer, you will park. Well, Patrick, that don't work in my truck. If I don't give this thing fuel, it don't move. And I have to be extremely careful. Well, it seems like all the automatics, is they just sit there until you mash that gas, then sometimes they'll lunge on you. So you got to be careful. You know, you got to get on the throttle to make it start moving. Then you got to back off a lot. But yeah, you're close to right. It's not hard, Cincy, unless you're one of these that panic yourself. You know, if you're one of these that stress out over the easiest stuff, then yeah, you can make it hard on yourself, but there's really no need. You know, really no need at all. Well, Mike, you're doing yours in California. I guarantee you ain't gonna get yours off in one day. I think ours is like $15 a stop. 10 or 15 a stop, I forget. It doesn't matter. They throw something at us. So, and we don't have to tailgate no more. Me and Big Mike work for the same company. I like my boudin, But I don't know if I'll find any place to get it up there. Is it 15 a drop? I don't even keep track of it. Well, JJ, I guess you ain't going to be able to come up and bring me any boudin then. See how you are? Bobby, what's up? Thank you for what, dude? I didn't do nothing but talk. Well, that's cool, CEO. It's always anticipation and waiting, JJ. But now you also got to remember it's human nature to assume the worst. So don't sit there assuming the worst and talk to the man. I know we see that big truck that says his name ain't the man upstairs. Yeah, it is. And I don't think he minds being called the boss and the man upstairs. But talk to the man. All right, Michael. Enjoy your evening, man. We'll talk tomorrow, I'm sure. Well, mine don't have a creep mode. Yep. Yeah, once you get a little confident in your backing, just don't get overconfident in your backing and don't get confident too soon. You need to really know that you can back up. I see so many of them out here that think that they can, and then they fight with what should be an easy backup. And that's because they didn't get a good setup. It's all in your setup, people. Oh, get out and look. You were right, Jay. Howdy. It's right over there, same place. Yeah, if this thing's newer, it's only a year or so newer. 2 years newer at the most. I don't even know what year it is. Don't care. I mean, it's pretty much same as the other truck. And I'm not going to stay in it real long. So it don't matter. It's a damn truck. Well, JJ, you don't need to be out moving around a lot either until they figure out what your issue is. Oh. And especially if you're going to sit there and stress yourself out. But let's see where I end up tomorrow night. No, I might be too far away. I don't know. We'll see. I got one in Brosier. Is that how you say it? Got one in Port Allen. Let's see here. Houston. Yeah, Brosier, Broussard, however you pronounce that. I got one in Brosier, Louisiana. Then one in Port Allen. Those are liable to be the, one of them is probably going to be the last one I get for the day. So I don't know how far those are away from you. So, and you don't need to be driving all over the damn state wasting gas just to come bullshit with me for an hour or so. So, if I get close enough, it ain't too far away. I don't have my chairs. I didn't bring them in here, so if we go to meet, bring me up a chair if you got it. I ain't gonna just stand out there with you, and I ain't sitting in your damn lap. And you ain't sitting in mine. We ain't sharing your wheelchair. There you go, Paul. Jim, you might want to check that script they got you on. Well, and you wouldn't like driving for Larry. He wants real truck drivers, not super drivers. So, but if you wanted to talk to him, I'd give you a good word if you stop in there. Oh, just because I'm nice. Yep, good advice, Bad. Well, and that's a lot of the accidents out here. I don't understand when it's real bad or it's snowing or ice is starting to build up. I don't understand these people driving like, well, they're overconfident. They're driving like crazy. Even during my hot dog days, when I was out there chasing that dollar like a fool, when I hit the bad weather, well, I let off that throttle. And even back then, I'd see them passing me. That's just crazy. That's overconfident. It's an accident waiting to happen. You're right. Hear his brakes? Dadgum. Oh, wow, and he's over there at the light. He's a half block away. Well, most of them, if you ain't got a spot for it, they put it in the passenger seat. So let all the air out of your passenger seat, put it in there, and put a seatbelt on it. Well, he's coming in here somewhere. That is a grab a gear driver type. Listen to it. Listen to that. And he's several truck lengths behind me. There's no need for that, boys and girls. Hear how he's revving that up? There is no need for that. That's abusing your motor. Now, I don't care whose name's on the title. You don't abuse them like that. That's crazy. I'm sorry. Bro, sorry, huh? Okay. Bad, who you asking how long they've been driving? Oh, I got our brake drums on here. Oh, okay. Guess you was asking Cincy. All right, Zach, you back. See, and I ain't that crazy about this seat. It's a fine looking seat and all that. What me and Grandma was talking about. I have some leg and foot issues my own self. And boy, my legs been killing me and my butt, which, you know, I've been in the Iron Butt Brigade for years. But something about this seat, it was just killing my butt and my legs today. I can't get it comfortable. And I do take potassium to help with my leg muscle, well, muscles in general, but it's basically my legs. But I'd called her and, damn, am I still on potassium? And I am. So I ain't sure if it's me or the damn seat. Volvo ain't all bad, dude. I like a Volvo. I mean, they don't look good, but, and see, and that's the thing. I don't worry about, you can't buy me with a truck no more. You know, I'm more into the creature comforts. You can run me off with a truck. You try to give me a freight shaker, and I might have issues, but that's going to depend upon the pay. But it won't be the truck that buys me, it'll be the pay that gets me to drive that piece of shit Freightliner. I don't like Freightliners. Here he goes, listen to him. Listen. And then when he grabbed the gear, boy, you could hear it. Now, he's got a heavy load. I'll give him that. Ain't no need to over-rev that truck like that. You're a lot better off shifting out at lower RPMs. It's better on the truck and everything. But he's over here playing on his cell phone as he drives by, over-revving it like that. Uncalled for. Now that scooter, yeah, you know, rev that. Recap, what's up? Well, you need to, Zach, if you don't want to be in the shop. Oh, I ain't going to talk to that driver. He's driving some kind of oil field equipment. He knows what he's doing. He can hear that motor. I done learned it ain't my job to babysit all these drivers out here. I guarantee you that's the kind you go try to talk to him about driving and over revving, and he's gonna tell you drive your own damn truck. I drive mine. That's a fact, JJ. Well, actually, that's what I did with Grandma, and I did jugs. We had water jugs from where we carried water with us. And we went to the back of that petrol just outside of Kansas City, just east of Kansas City by the scale house down there on 70. Can't think the name of it. Took her back out there to that back part of the parking lot because they got a big one. And I set some jugs down out there, and I had her start backing up. Once I explained to her, because she's a regular Texas ranch cow. She grew up on a ranch. Small one, but still a ranch. Then they'd go out and do different cattle work and stuff for other people. But she grew up on a horse and backing up trucks and trailers, and you know, I'm like, you backed up goosenecks, right? Oh, yeah. Fifth wheels? Oh, yeah. Bumper hitches? Oh, yeah. All of those are harder than this big truck. The only difference is this is bigger. And it's intimidating because it's bigger. Put it out of your mind. Don't even think about the size of it. If you can back up any of that other stuff and do it good, then you ought to be able to understand the concepts of backing this up. And that's where I tell people, you put the trailer tires where you want them to go, get them aimed in that direction, then you drive that trailer in and use your drive tires on this truck as your steer tires. Don't worry about these two up here in front of you. Drive it using those two sets of tires, and you'll learn to put it in the hole real good. That's a little hard to understand, but once you get that concept, you'll be a backing genius. That's exactly right, Zach, and that's what I told the owner of this company. That your name might be on the title, but it makes my paycheck, so it's my truck. Well, hate to hear that, C. Hill, but I appreciate the help that you've been. And I damn sure understand having to give up the internet and stuff. Been there, done that. But when you get your feet back under you, come on back in. We'll see about getting that ranch again if you want it. I don't know if the back is or not. Well, it's my feet that swell up, but that's from retaining water and stuff, which I'm on a water pill. I call it a pee pill. I'm on a water pill to help that. Then bed of a night, you seen them extra 3 pillows that Carlos was always busting my chops about. I got them 3 pillows and I sleep with my feet up. Although my doctor tells me it don't really help, I think it does. So, it is what it is. And yeah, I've been playing with this seat, different positions and different stuff. And trying to figure it out, get it all worked out. The old trucker's butt, I hear you. I like the Volvo, dude. Shame you couldn't have got it. Well, you're driving an automatic, right, Cincy? Don't you have buttons on the side of that switch? On the side of your gear shift, don't you have a switch there? That's for shifting up and down. If you go taking off before you over rev it like that, reach over there and hit it and tell it to upshift. Let off the throttle and hit that upshift and make it go ahead and shift up. You don't have to over rev them like that. Well, try doing it yourself. Do you have a manual selection on there? Try putting it in manual and doing it. And if it turns out it's just your truck setup, then they've just got a bad setup in it. That old boy, he had a manual in it. That wasn't an automatic. He was just busy playing on his phone and just wasn't taking care of business. So instead he abuses his equipment. Mine has skipped gears. Well, it's probably a little bit of both. They say that these new trucks with the computers in them, they get to know the load and the driver and everything. However, getting to know the driver ain't a job for the truck, because the truck's going to drive itself how it wants to. I'm just suggesting that you try to manually or tell it to upshift. God bless, Recap. Thanks for the visit. Yeah, I eat my bananas too. And I take a potassium pill. That's what you get out of that banana, is potassium. Well, Volvo was working on, or well, I can't say they was the first one working on the automatic, but I can say the older Volvos I drove a few years back, they damn sure had the automatic system worked out a lot better than the rest of them. And their trucks on the interior are a lot more driver friendly. So, now that's if you get a decent Volvo. Of course, you can get the cheapest one on the market too, which a lot of companies do. But the ones I was driving were pretty decent, driver friendly inside, comfortable, you know, and they had their automatics worked out. All right, see you, hell, enjoy yourself. Thanks for visiting. God bless. Walter, what's going on? Actually, I think C. Hill is a she. A sister, not a brother. Exactly, Anthony. He's abusing it because he don't have to pay for nothing. Yeah, it won't be long. I'll be calling it a night myself. And speaking of nanners, I'm going to have a nanner. Yep, driver error. You are correct. Boy, we went from 20 down to 13. They all abandoned us. Maybe it was my banana. And you never know what conversation you get into on this channel. Good stuff. Well, Paul, I didn't get any. Chicken and dumplings is one of my favorites. If I go to Cracker Barrel, I guarantee you, I'll be getting me some chicken and dumplings. Me and Grandma went there last week. Before I figured out I didn't get any damn pay. That hurt. Paycheck last week, that hurt. Oh. 11 lime, I don't know what that means, Anthony. Right here, JJ. Come get it. I'm over here in Kilgore, Texas. What's that, bad? Yeah, I'm getting better on them. My biggest thing is when I go to put in, I'll go on duty, like for dock duty or fuel or scaling. I've been having issues finding where to put the remarks. And actually, when I go putting the load information in, it's different. So, and I don't know if I've been doing it right or not. Normally, I would do it for 2 or 3 days, and then I would contact logs and have them look at it and would talk about it. But if I'm only in this truck for a week, I really ain't gonna sweat it. If I'm on that for a week and then I go back to mine, you know, I'll wait until I get my new truck, and then I think we're all gonna be on these, all the new trucks. Then I'll worry about if I'm doing it right or not. And in the meantime, if the company ain't tracking me on it to tell me I'm messing up, well, who's at fault there, me or them? At one point, do you stop doing everybody else's job and let them do it? Just bring the nanners, huh? Damn, Jay, 3 computers running? Oh, okay. Mine's showing 22 likes. Who? What's up? All right, Sensei, good night. Thanks for stopping in. Bad, what was your video request? I figured you was typing it up while I was talking there. Lust? That's a hard one, buddy. Yeah. And actually, well, there's nothing wrong with admiring a beautiful woman. And actually, the Bible has told us that there's nothing wrong to see a beautiful woman, but you're not supposed to look back. In other words, you're not supposed to lust after her. And that is a hard one to overcome. Had a little bit of a problem with that myself, and still battle it. Because we are made as males, we are supposed to be attracted to the other sex. Now, are you a married man? If you're a married man, Jesus told us that if you look twice at that woman, that's the same as committing adultery. You know, if you lust after that woman, that's the same as having adultery. Even if you don't do anything. That's what people don't understand. It doesn't take physical contact to be lust in the eyes of the Lord. The only thing that I can tell you is that you know you have this issue, so that's the first step. Well, don't they always tell us that your first step to recovery is to recognize you have a problem? Well, it's the same thing on the Christian walk. Uh, and now I will tell you to ask for forgiveness when you find yourself doing that. Uh, don't be one of these that say, well, I just look after her, lust after her, and all this, and then ask God for forgiveness and it's all good. Now, he'll do that to a degree until you get to a point where you're just, to me, and I ain't trying to offend people, but to me it's the same thing as what I was seeing in the Catholic Church, where we can go do this gambling, drinking, and sinning, but as long as we go to the priest and the priest gives us forgiveness and do all your Hail Marys, then it's all good. Now let's go out next week and do it again. And then go back and confess our sins, and the priest will forgive us again. In my world, that ain't how that works. He's the one that has to do the forgiving, not some man with a pretty robe on. He ain't got the power to forgive you. He ain't got the power to speak for God. Only God can speak for God. And the thing is that if you find yourself looking, as soon as you recognize what you're doing, start talking to God. Oh, Father, please forgive me for doing this. Help me not to do this. Lord, take this away from me. Lord, help me to be better looking in your eyes. Help me to be a better person for you. So, it's that's the only thing that I can really tell you to help you. You know you're doing it. When you catch yourself doing it, automatically go into prayer and ask his forgiveness and ask for his help. I'll bet you $1 to a donut it'll help you. So, you've done recognized it. Now, start. Well, see, then you know what I'm talking about, Bad. Oh, do you understand what I was saying? And I wasn't trying to be mean to the Catholic people. However, I happen to disagree with the way they do stuff. So, no sugar added, brother. That's a hillbilly version of it. See, y'all didn't know you were going to get preached at tonight, did you? Now, while I'm at it, since Bad got me started, y'all tell Bad thank you. I was reading on the internet today. These two Muslim women that just got voted into, Congress? They have put up a bill where they want to make certain Muslim holidays national holidays here in America. I'm sorry, no. No. We are not a Muslim country. They've got plenty of Muslim countries over there. If you want that kind of nonsense, go back over there where it's at, or go there if you ain't been there. I don't want to hear about this free religious freedom for all races and Muslims included. No. The United States of America was founded on Christian beliefs. Period. Yes, it is a country of free religion. You are free to practice any religion that you want, as long as it ain't hurting nobody. However, no, our country does not need to change and start adapting in special holidays for anybody. We technically do not have any Christian holidays because they're Christian holidays. Well, we got Christmas and Easter. Those are the only two holidays. Those are recognized around the world. They are not recognized because they have Christian foundations. Those are just worldwide holidays. So, being somebody, what is a Christian holiday that we literally have here in America? If you knock out Easter and Christmas, what holiday do we have that you can say is only there because it was Christian? Let me see. Somebody said something. Let me look. Okay. Hey, it ain't made it to Trump yet. I don't know what Trump. But still, the point is no. The thing with the Muslims is, I can't think of what they actually call it. I'll think of it in a second. The thing is with the Muslims, they are taught that it's okay to lie, do whatever it takes to go into another country. And Warwick's on here. Australia's fighting this problem big time. A lot of Europe is already fighting this problem that they're bringing over here. But they are taught to go into the people, into the masses, and get along. Be mellow. Be nice. Start getting into their system and start overtaking from within. We've already got one city up there by Detroit where they've done it. Now they're trying to get into our federal government, and these people ain't even been in office a month. And they're already trying to get this passed, and they are threatening court action to sue the United States or individuals up there if they don't bring it up to get voted on and pass it. So they're doing exactly what their Quran teaches them. They came over here, they was mellow, they was nice, they was the boy, I'm struggling for words tonight. They was the moderate Muslims, the peaceful ones, and they got along with everybody, and they got voted in like they're supposed to. And now they're already starting to push their nonsense. No, it needs to be fought. I don't care what lawsuits they have. An individual I was talking to it about today, I told him the bad thing is, just like all the stuff that they're fighting with Trump in court, they pick the courts they go to, and they usually go to a California court. What is that, 9th District or whatever it is? They'll go to a court that they already know leans in their favor. And then they'll get a ruling that leans in their favor. Well, these two's going to do the same thing. Now, they're from the East Coast, from the east side of the country. And I'll bet you if they go to court with it, guess where they're going to go to court? California. The extreme opposite end of the country. Why? Because it's a bunch of liberal courts and liberal judges. Y'all need to keep an eye on that. And it's the same thing as I told you, what was it, Sunday, about spreading the word. Just doing a few posts on Facebook is not helping to fight the problem. It's not helping to share God's word, and it ain't helping to fight any problems, whether it's your Second Amendment or whether it's stuff like this. You need to be in the streets talking to people. You need to bring it up to individuals, whether it's family, neighbor, friends, co-workers. You need to bring this stuff up and express your concerns that it's not good for the nation. And that will start educating people and getting people to talk. If you will go out and vocalize, if you will show people that you're not ashamed of your relationship with God, and that's what the media and everybody, they try to shut us up and hold us down where we won't proclaim our faith, where we won't tell them, hey, I'm proud to be a Christian. You know, same thing here. They want you to be scared because they might call you Muslim phobia or a hater or whatever. They're going to use them words to keep you held down and keep your mouth shut. You need to man up and be out there telling people, hey, did you hear what them two dumbasses are doing? They're trying to get some Muslim holidays voted in. Y'all need to keep an eye on this, and we need to shut that nonsense down. Express your concerns and let people know that you know it. You're not afraid to talk about it. You're not afraid to disagree with it, and that will give them the courage to do the same thing because they've done seen you do it. If you're brave enough to do it, that might give them the courage to do it. So, there's another rant for you tonight. I should have named this the rant night instead of what I name it, Livestream. And Michael told me to name it Livestream, so blame him. Here in a little bit, I'll find something to blame on Paul. You're next, Paul. Nope. Thanksgiving is about the founding of our Father. It was after the first winter here. And the Pilgrims was having such a hard time. And the Indians and them had a feast. And they was thankful to have made it through that first winter. That's what Thanksgiving is really about. And Thanksgiving wasn't in the fall. Not the first one. So nope, that ain't a Christian thing. No, I didn't see that bad. If you would, share it on the Simple Living Facebook page. I think y'all can share it or share it so I can see. I don't think I've seen it. Yeah, but they don't want to, Damien. They want us to change our ways to theirs. And that's my whole problem, is you're telling me that your world is so bad over there that you have to seek refuge in a different country. You're running away from what you created over there, but you want to bring that same nonsense here. Now, what's wrong with this picture? It got so bad over there, you're scared to stay with it, but you want to come here and start the same nonsense. I don't want it. I don't want your nonsense. If you want it so bad, carry your ass back over there to the country that you destroyed it with your religion, and you straighten out your own problems. I know that's cold-blooded, but I don't care. It's the way I feel. I don't know about that, who? I can't tell you a whole bunch about the Jews other than they're the chosen people. Exactly, Anthony. That's what I'm wondering, Ben. It's called uneducated voters. We have so many of the youth that are now of voting age that they don't do no research. They go strictly by feel good and what they're told. I've had a few people that came on here and asked me questions, and y'all know me, no sugar added, and I tell them the truth, and then they're gone. They didn't like the answer they got, so they're out shopping for somebody to tell them what they want to hear. Wrong channel for that. You're going to have to go find Red Velvet or somebody and pay them to tell you what you want to hear. Well, not immediately after, but yeah, eventually that did happen, bad. It ain't like they ate and then slaughtered them. And in the beginning, there was a lot of the Indians slaughtering the pilgrims too. That was a two-sided thing. Now eventually, the pilgrims, or the people that was coming in, got where they outnumbered them. And they did not adapt over to the white man's way of fighting. But still. And yeah, there was some slaughtering in there on both sides. Everybody only wants to tell one side, like the Indians were just out there having a picnic and being innocent, and here comes the cavalry and mows them all down. Well, guess what? The Indians did their share of slaughtering too. I mean, let's be honest about it. Well, the chosen people was before Jesus. God chose the Israelites, which to me are the Jews. However, Jesus even said himself that his own people would reject him. And they did. They had to reject him because whatever the Bible said had to come true. So, yeah, they rejected him, which that was prophesied before Jesus was ever born. There you go, Anthony. Where are your parents from? That is correct, Bad, to my knowledge. From Italy. My Timothy lives over in Italy. He comes on quite often. You hear me talking to him. He's still over there. Now, he's from America. I think he's been over there 20 some odd years. He's about ready to come back once he gets all his ducks in a row. So, and your Star of David and the 6 tribes, and I'm not into all that, people. I'm really not. I know there's a lot of stuff there that people really think about and concentrate on. I really don't. I concentrate on my walk and my relationship with God. I'm a sinner. I know I'm a sinner. I know that I need help. I know that I got to work on me. So that's my whole thing. I am not trying. I know people that have gone to all kinds of colleges and learned all kinds of languages, and they try to figure out the Bible. That's not me. I'm not doing it. I'm not interested in it. I take the simple Word of God, and I work on a simple walk with God. Simple living with Papa Joe, simple Word of God. And that's where I concentrate on. My plate is plenty full trying to get me in any kind of a way where I'm not the most nasty smell in the nostril of God. So as long as I've got me to work on, I'm not worried about all that. That's someone else's worry. God knows about it. He knows what's going to happen. And what's going to happen's already been written somewhere. We just don't know it. That's why when I talk to you about God, you don't see me out here with the Bible in my hand and me twisting scripture around. I'm just listening to a sermon on the FM today and listening to how he was twisting that around just to get people to give money. That ain't me. You know, there's plenty of people out there that's going to read to you from that good book and give you their interpretation of it, and then they're going to try to twist it to their agenda. The majority of preachers anymore are no better than the politicians. They're going to twist it up, and somehow the majority of them are going to be asking you for money. That ain't me. I'm just working on my walk, and that's a hard enough job for me. Well, I hate to hear that, Anthony, but at least they got out. Well, my personal feeling is that, and I heard it from a man I respect. Actually, he was a engineer for NASA. He worked on the rockets that went to the moon and stuff. A very smart man that was down to earth, and for the most part could talk to someone like me without talking over my head or talking down to me. Me and him had a few conversations. We went to the same church, and we got talking about why we're here. Got talking about the old hippies, and they was trying to find themselves. How many of y'all old enough to remember that? Going out and trying to find ourselves and figure out why we was here and the whole bit. And basically, what I believe, due to several conversations, not just with him, I think that we are put on this earth to learn what sin is, to have to deal with sin. Someone asked a little while back that they had a chance to testify to somebody and fellowship with them, and these people was, well, why does your God allow children to die? Why does your God allow these children to have all these diseases and crippled up and all this stuff? And the facts is, conversation with somebody and they try to bait you and get you talking about that, then you need to man up and say, in my book, that's a sin. My God don't like that. So I cannot agree with that. What they do is up to them. That's between them and God. But I can tell you now, in my book, that's wrong. And let it go at that. And it don't matter what they call you. Now, would you rather be down here having man call you some trivial name that they made up to try to put guilt on you? Or would you rather have to be talking to God and him saying, well, you was a little bit of a coward there, weren't you? Did you stand up for me in that situation? Or did you call that out knowing that I didn't like that? I think I'd rather have man down here putting some made-up label on me than have to answer to God why I didn't call a sin a sin. That's just Papa Joe, though. Some of them say I'm a horse of a different color. Amen? Ain't nothing wrong with studying the good book, bad. There you go, Paul. That's a fact. All right, Anthony. Thanks for stopping in if you ain't gone already. Emperor, what's going on? So y'all tell me I went on my rant. You missed half of it? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I can't repeat it. It's a one-time deal for me. No scripts. Oh, I'm doing all right. You know, I broke down for a while, and now I'm back trucking. Oh, goodness. Well, good people, I'm fixing to get off here. It's going on 11 o'clock my time. Oh. You've been really busy lately, just coming back on the road after having my girl with me. She got to come out with you? 12 days was too much. Uh-huh. Well, I take it she ain't going to trade in her education and get her CDL. She's going to leave that part to you. I hear you. All right, folks, it's been an hour and a half, and I got to get up in a few hours. I'm going to have a long day tomorrow. We'll see what I can do tomorrow night. Oh, no, who? It's, I don't know what it is. It was just under 50. All right, folks, I'm off here. Appreciate y'all coming in and joining in with us tonight. Go check out the Facebook and the Patreon. If you want to support the channel, go over to the Patreon. Somebody will stick up a link for it. Well, maybe. I don't know if Paul's learned how to do that yet. But there's links to it on the YouTube page and on the Facebook page. But if you want to support the channel, that's a good way to do it. Go over there and sign up. Facebook page has got all kinds of little stuff on there that I find interesting off the internet. Check out the t-shirts. Buying a couple of t-shirts won't make me mad at you. But with that, I'm going to tell you, God loves you, and so do I. Y'all have a blessed evening. Thanks for joining me. Good night.